Hello and welcome to this video. So in this video I'm going to take you through the Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 2 Extended of May-June 2022. So straight away let's get to the first question. So question 1 says, at noon the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. At midnight, the temperature is -9 degrees Celsius. Work out the difference in temperature between noon and midnight. So if we draw a simple sketch of a thermometer, so let's have this as 0 degrees, then 4 degrees Celsius, and -9 degrees Celsius. So to work out the temperature difference, we need to count the number of degrees between 0 and 4, and then between 0 and 9. So here we have 9 and here we have 4. So to get the temperature difference, you just need to add 4 degrees Celsius to 9, which gives us 13 degrees Celsius. Okay, then let's move on to question number 2. So Thibault records the number of cars of each color in a car park. So you can see on the table we have black, there are 8 of them, white 5, silver 4, and red there are 3. So he draws a pie chart to show this information. So calculate the sector angle for the red cars. So to work out the angle of the sector, first we need to express the number of red cars as a fraction of the total number of cars. So how many cars are they all together? So we have 8 plus 5, which is 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 3 is 20. So there are 20 cars. So 3 out of 20 we multiply by 360 degrees, because a full circle subtends an angle of 360 degrees. So we need to work out how many degrees are equivalent to 3/20. So when you work this out, so you can divide 360 by 20, which gives us 18. Then 18 times 3 is equal to 54 degrees. So the sector angle is equal to 54 degrees. Then let's move on to question number 3. So figs cost 43 cents each. Lyra has $5 to buy some figs. Calculate the largest number of figs Lyra can buy and the amount of change in cents she receives. So what we need to do here, we need to convert the $5 into cents. So $1 is equivalent to 100 cents. So that means $5 is equivalent to 500 cents. So we have to divide that by 43. So what you get is so 1, then remainder of 7, we drop the 0, so 1 again, then the remainder is 27. So that means Lyra can buy 11 figs and she's going to get 27 cents as change. Then we can move on to question number 4. So question number 4 says, find the value of the root of 68 multiplied by the square root of 153. So when you work that out using your calculator, so the square root of 68 times the square root of 153, what you get is 102. 102. Then we can move on to question number 5. Find the total surface area of a cuboid with length 8 centimeters, width 6 centimeters, and height 3 centimeters. So if I draw a simple sketch of that cuboid, just a sketch like this. Okay, so just a sketch. So it measures 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So surface area means that we're going to work out the area of the 6 faces of this shape, or the 6 faces of the cuboid. So all the 6 faces are rectangles. So let's first start with the area of the front face, this face. So this face measures 8 by 3 centimeters. So 8 times 3. Then since there are 2 of them, there's a similar one at the back. There's a similar one. We can just multiply by 2 so that we can get the area of both of them. So 8 times 3 is 24, times 2 is 48 centimeters squared. Then we can go to this face at the side. So it measures 6 by 3 centimeters. So 6 times 3. Then since there are 2 of them, we can multiply by 2. So 6 times 3 times 2. So 6 times 3 is 18, times 2 is 36. So 36 centimeters squared. And then lastly, we have the bottom face and the top face. So the bottom face measures 8 by 6 centimeters. And since there are 2 of them, we just need to multiply by 2. So 8 times 6 is 48, times 2 is 96 centimeters squared. So when we work that out, or when we add them together, 48 plus 36 plus 96, what we get is 180 centimeters squared. So that is the total surface area of that cuboid. Then we can move on to question number 6. So question number 6 says that some cards have either a square, a circle, or a triangle drawn on them. So Pete chooses one of them at random. Complete the table to show the probability of choosing a card with each shape. So you can see the probability of choosing a square is 0.2. The probability of choosing a circle is 0.32. So we know that all the 3 probabilities should add up to 1. So what we just need to do is to add 0.2 to 0.32. So that's going to be 0.52. Then we have to subtract that from 1, because we know that when we add all the 3 probabilities, it should be equal to 1. So 1 minus 0.52, that's equal to 0.48. So the probability of choosing a card with a triangle is 0.48. Okay, then we can move on to question number 7. So question number 7 says that the price of a coat is $126. In a sale, this price is reduced by 18%. So find the sale price of the coat. So we can assume that initially it was 100%. If it's reduced by 18%, it means 18% is taken away from 100%, which means that the one that is left is 82% of the original price. So we just need to work out 82% of the original price, which is 126 pounds. And when we work that out, so 82% of 126 is equal to $103.32 dollars. Okay, then we can move on to question number 8. So question number 8 says that the nth term of a sequence is n squared plus 12. Find the first 3 terms of this sequence. So the nth term is n squared plus 12. So to find the first term, we just need to substitute n with 1. So n usually stands for the position of a term in a sequence. So for the first term, n is 1. So it's 1 squared plus 12. So 1 squared is just 1. So 1 plus 12 is 13. So the first term is 13. Then to get the second term, we need to substitute n with 2. So 2 squared plus 12. So 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 12 is 16. So 16 is the second term. Then lastly, the third term, we substitute n with 3. So 3 squared plus 12. So 3 squared is 9 plus 12 is 21. So the third term is equal to 21. Okay, then let's go to question number 9. So question 9, the bearing of B from A is 59 degrees. So the bearing of B from A is 59 degrees. So this is 59 degrees. Work out the bearing of A from B. So if we go to where we have B and then we draw a north like that, then we extend this line like this. So this angle would still be 59 degrees. Then we know that the whole of this is 180. So the bearing of A from B means the whole of this. So 180 plus this one, which is 59. So 180 plus 59, which is equal to 239 degrees. So the bearing of A from B is 239 degrees. 239 degrees. Then let's move on to question number 10. So we have vector P, which is 2, 8, and vector Q is negative 1, 4. So P minus Q, so we just need to write them as P, which is 2, 8, minus Q, which is negative 1, 4. So that will be equal to, so 2 minus negative 1. So 2 minus negative 1 is just the same thing as 2 plus 3. Sorry, 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. Then 8 minus 4, which is equal to 4. So the vector P minus Q is equal to 3, 4. Then 6P. 6P means 6 multiplied by the vector P. So vector P is 2, 8. So you just multiply 6 by 2, which is 12, and 6 times 8, which is 48. So the vector is 1248. Then the absolute value of P minus Q. So we already found P minus Q. So P minus Q is 3, 4. 3, 4. So to find the absolute value or the modulus of 3, 4, we just need to use the formula x squared plus y squared, and then we find the square root. So this is x and this is y. So 3 squared plus 4 squared, and then we find the square root. So this is 9 plus 16, which is equal to the root of 25, and the root of 25 is equal to 5. Then we can move on to the next question, which is question number 11. So question number 11, find the value of P when 6 to the power of P multiplied by 6 to the power of 4 is equal to 6 to the power of 28. So here we're going to use the laws of powers or indices. So when we are multiplying numbers that are to the same base, we just need to add the powers. So 6 to the power of P times 6 to the power of 4, we can simplify that to 6 to the power of P plus 4. then that is equal to 6 to the power of 28. So if the bases are the same now, we can also equate the powers. So we just need to equate the powers. So p plus 4 is equal to 28. So if we take away 4 from both sides, so we are left with p is equal to 28 minus 4, which is equal to 24. So p is equal to 24. And net cycles a distance of 70 kilometers from Midville to Newtown. Leaving Midville, she cycles for 1 hour and 30 minutes at a constant speed of 20 kilometers per hour, and then stops for 30 minutes. She then continues the journey to Newtown at a constant speed of 16 kilometers per hour. So on the grid, draw the distance time graph for the journey. Okay, so she's starting her journey from Midville to Newtown. So we can let this be Midville. So the starting point is going to be Midville. Then from Midville, she cycles for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, at a constant speed of 20 kilometers per hour. So we need to work out the distance that she covers within that 1 hour and 30 minutes. So to work out the distance, we need to multiply the speed by the time. So the speed is 20 kilometers per hour and the time is 1 hour 30 minutes. So we have to make sure the time is in hours. So 1 hour 30 minutes is the same as 1.5 hours. So 20 multiplied by 3 over 2 is equal to 30 kilometers. So in the 1 hour and 30 minutes, she had covered a distance of 30 kilometers. So we can mark that on the graph. So 1 hour and 30 minutes and 30 kilometers, just somewhere around there. Then she stops for 30 minutes. So after the 1 hour and 30 minutes, she then stops for 30 minutes. So that means up to there. So that there's no increase in the distance, it's only the time. So that's how we need to do it. Then from there, she then continues the journey to Newtown at a constant speed of 16 kilometers per hour. Now, up to the point where she stopped, she had covered 30 kilometers. And remember, the distance from Midville to Newtown is 70 kilometers. So that means she still have 40 kilometers remaining. So we need to divide that by the speed that she cycles, which is 16 kilometers per hour, for us to get the time. So 16 kilometers per hour. So when you divide 40 by 16, what we get is 2.5 hours. So from this point, she cycles for 2.5 hours. So from here all the way up to 4 hours and 30 minutes, or 4.5 hours. Then at that time now she has arrived at Newtown. She has arrived at Newtown. So we can mark that point. So 70 kilometers and 4.5 hours. Because from here she cycled 2.5 hours. So that means she's going to reach Newtown after 4.5 hours. So at that point, now we just need to join the points using straight lines. So I'm not able to draw a very straight line, but it should be a straight line like this. And then we have to join this to that point like that. So that is the distance time graph for her journey from Midville to Newtown. Then the next question is calculate the average speed for the whole journey. So average speed for the whole journey means we divide the distance from Midville to Newtown, which is 70 kilometers, by the total time taken. The total time taken, including the time that she rested, or including the 30 minutes that she stopped. So the total time is equal to 4 hours and 30 minutes, or we can say 4.5 hours. 4 hours and 30 minutes is the same as 4.5 hours. So when you divide that, it's equal to 15.6 kilometers per hour. So the average speed for the whole journey is 15.6 kilometers per hour. Then we can move on to question number 13. So question 13, without using a calculator, work out 4 1/8, take away 2 5/6. So we can first convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So the first one, 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33, so that's 33 out of 8. Take away 6 times 2 is 12, plus 5 is 17, so 17 out of 6. Then we can find a common denominator. So a common multiple of 8 and 6, the lowest one is 24, so 24. So 8 times 3 is equal to 24. That means we also have to multiply 33 times 3, which is equal to 99. Take away 6 times 4 is equal to 24. So that means we also have to multiply 17 by 4, which is equal to 68. So when you subtract that, 99 take away 68 is equal to 31. So 31 out of 24. Then we need to convert that into a mixed number. So 31 divided by 24, that's 1, and the remainder is 7. So that's 1 and 7 out of 24. Okay, then we can move on to question number 14. So question 14 says Carlos invests $4,540 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. At the end of 10 years, he has earned, so this is the interest, he has earned $1,328.54. So calculate the value of R. So here we need to use the formula for the compound interest, where the amount at the end of the investment period is equal to the principal amount multiplied by 1 plus the rate raised to the power of n, which is the number of years. So for this case, the amount is going to be given by 4,540. We add 1,328.54 because this was the interest, it's not the amount. So when you add that, we get 5868. Okay, 5,868.54. 5868.54. Okay, let me clear this. So that is the amount. So we just need to substitute the values into the formula for us to get the rate. So the amount is 5,868.54 is equal to the principal amount, which is 4,540, then plus or multiplied by 1 plus the rate to the power of n, which is 10 years. So what we need to do at this point, we can first divide both sides by 4,540. 5,440. So this is going to be eliminated from the right side. So what we're going to have is 5,868.54 over 4,000. Sorry, this should be, okay, I just wrote it the wrong way. Should be 4,540. So divided by 4,540, then is equal to 1 plus r out of 100 to the power of, okay, let me reduce the font a little bit. 1 plus r out of 100 to the power of n. So sorry, or to the power of 10. To the power of 10. Then we need to find the 10th root of both sides. We need to find the 10th root. So that way, the left side is going to be the 10th root of 5,868.54 divided by 4,540 is equal to 1 plus r out of 100. So we are almost there. Then the next thing that we need to do is to take away the 1 from both sides. So that will be the 10th root of 5,868.54 divided by 4,540. Take away 1 is equal to r out of 100. So then we can again multiply both sides. Let me get some space here. So we can multiply both sides by 100 for us to be left with r. So it's going to be the 10th root of 5,868.54 out of 4,540, take away 1, then we multiply all these by 100, and that's going to give us the rate, which is r. So when you work that out using your calculator, you just need to use your calculator to work it out, and the value of r is going to be approximately 2.6. 2.6. So r is equal to 2.6%. So that is the rate. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So in case you have any questions, you just need to let me know on the comment section. So let's move on to question number 15. So find the highest common factor, HCF, of 12, okay, let me use a different color, of 12a cubed, okay, 12a cubed b and 20a squared b squared. So let's start with the numbers 12 and 20. The highest factor is 4. So 4 can go into 12 3 times, and 4 can go into 25 times. Then when you look at the a's, this is a cubed and this is a squared. So we go with the lower one, which is a squared. Then we have b and b squared. We go with b, which is the one that has the least power. So the highest common factor is 4a squared b. Question number 16. The Venn diagram shows the number of students in a class of 40 who study physics P, mathematics M, and geography G. So you can see the Venn diagram with sets P, M, and G. So use set notation to describe the shaded region. So how can we describe the shaded region? The first thing that we can observe is that the set P is not shaded. So that means that the shaded region is not or does not include elements of set P. So we can talk of complement of P. So P complement means not in P. So you can see the set P is not shaded. Then when you look at M and G, the entire of set M is shaded and also G. So we can talk of M union G, and then there is also the intersection. So it's now going to be P complement intersection M union G. So we can just write here P complement intersection M union G. So that is the set notation to describe the shaded region. Then question B says find the number n. So n asks for the number. So find the number that is P intersection G and union of M complement. So let's start by working out P intersection G. So P intersection G, so you can see the intersection between set P and set G, we have 3 and 9. Okay, so P intersection G, we have 3 and we have 9. Then M complement means all the elements that are not in M. So all the elements that are not in M, we have 4, 6 and 3. So complement of M, we have 4, 6 and 3. So we need to get the union of these two. So union means the ones that are in either this set or both. So there is a 3 in both of them, there is 4 in one of them, then there is 6 in both of there is 6 in one of them, and then 9 in one of them. So to get the number, you just need to add all together. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 6 is 13, 13 plus 9 is 22. So n is equal to 22. Then we can move on to question C. So question C says that a student is chosen at random from those studying geography. Find the probability that this student also studies physics or mathematics, but not both. So very important is that this student is chosen from those who study geography. So how many students study geography? So those who study geography, we have 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 5. So that is 23. So so there are 23 students who study geography. So then we need to find the students who study physics or mathematics, but not both. So those who study physics and geography, there are 3. Then those who study mathematics are 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So we are not going to include 9 because it says but not both. So we are only going to include the 3 and the 5. So 5 plus 3 is 8. So the probability is going to be 8 out of 23. 8 out of 23. Okay. We can now move on to question number 17. So question number 17 says sketch the graph of y is equal to sine x for 0 degrees is less than x, which is less than 360 degrees. So so to draw the sine curve, we know that at 90 degrees the sine of 90 degrees is 1, then at 180 degrees the sign is 0, and then at 270 the sign is -1, and at 360 the sign is 0. So we just need to draw the sine curve like this. Okay, let me draw it properly. It should be a smooth curve. So like this, like that. So that is the graph of y is equal to sine x. Then we can move on to part B of question 17. Solve the equation 3 sine x. So 3 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0. So the first thing that we need to do, okay, is equal to 0. So the first thing that we need to do is to take away 1 from both sides. So when we take away 1, it's going to be 3 sine x is equal to -1. Then we can divide both sides by 3, so that sine x is going to be equal to -1/3. So we need to find two angles that have a sign of -1/3. So we can actually change this into a decimal. So it's 0.33 recurring. Then one thing that we need to note is that for the sign of an angle to be negative, that angle has to be greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. So this is what we're going to do. We first need to work out the angle that has a sign of 0.33 recurring. So from your calculator, you just need to find the inverse, the sine inverse of 0.3 recurring, which is 19.47 degrees. But then that is not the answer. So to work out the angles that have a negative a sign of -0.33, the first one we need to add, okay, let me clear this. So we need to add 180. Okay, so we need to do 180 plus 19.47, so which is going to be 199.47. So that is the first angle, 199.47. Then to get the other angle, we need to take away 19.47 from 360 degrees. So I'm going to show you why we do that. So 360 take away 19.47, so that's going to be equal to 340.53 degrees. So that's the second angle, 340.53 degrees. So if I take you back to this question, you can see that all the angles from 180 to 360, the curve is below the x-axis, meaning that all these angles have a negative value for the sine. So that's why all the angles have to be between 180 and 360. So to get one of them, you just need to add 180 plus the acute angle, which was 19.47. Then the other one, you just need to subtract 360. You subtract 19.47 from 360. Okay, so we can now move on to the next question, which is question number 18. So y is directly proportional to the cube root of x plus 1. So we can write that y is directly proportional to the cube root of x plus 1. So find the value of x, or find the value of y when x is 124. So first we can introduce a constant. So y, it's going to be y is equal to k multiplied by the cube root of x plus 1. So when x is 7, y is 1. So we just need to substitute y with 1. So 1 is equal to k times k times the cube root of x plus 1. So x is the cube root of x. So x is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. So the cube root of 8 is 2. So 1 is equal to 2k. So that means k is equal to a half. So what we just need to do is to replace k with a half. So it's going to be y is equal to a half multiplied by this cube root of, let me clear some space. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be y is equal to a half multiplied by the cube root of x plus 1, like that. So the question is, find the value of y when x is 124. So y is going to be a half multiplied by the cube root of 124 plus 1. So that's the cube root of 125. So the cube root of 125 is 5. So y is going to be a half of 5, which is a half of 5, which is 2.5. So the correct answer is supposed to be y is equal to 2.5. Then part B of the question says f is inversely proportional to the square of d. So f is inversely proportional to the square of d. So when we introduce a constant, it's going to be f is equal to, actually we don't have to introduce a constant here because we are not calculating anything. So we're just required to explain what happens to f when d is halved. So when you halve d, it's going to be f is inversely proportional to, so when you halve d, it's going to be a half d, then you have to square it again. So this is going to be f is inversely proportional to 1 over a half d squared is actually a quarter d squared. Then here we have a fraction divided by another fraction. It's just the same as multiplying. So that will be f is inversely proportional to 4 out of 1 d squared. So in other words, f is going to increase 4 times. So we can just write that f will be increased 4 times, or f will be multiplied by 4. Will be multiplied by 4, like that. Okay, so that's just a 1-mark question. So let's move on to question number 19. So question number 19, part A, find f inverse of x. So we have the function f of x is equal to 7x minus 8. So the first thing that we do is to substitute f of x with y. So y is equal to 7x minus 8, and then we swap the positions of x and y. So x goes to the position of y and y goes to the position of x, and then we're going to make y the subject. So to make y the subject, we need to add 8 to both sides. So it's going to be x plus 8 is equal to 7y. Then we have to divide both sides by 7, and y is going to be x plus 8 over 7. So the inverse is going to be x plus 8 out of 7. So you see it's quite simple. 2 marks. Then question B says find the value of x when h of x is equal to g of 1/3. So let's first find g of 1/3. So g of x was equal to, so g of x is equal to 4 over x plus 5. 4 over x plus 5. So to find g of 1/3, we just need to substitute x with 1/3. So 4 divided by 1/3, then plus 5. So as we said, when you divide a fraction by another fraction, when you divide a number by a fraction, it's just the same as multiplying. So 4 multiplied by 3, which is 12, and then we add 5, which is 17. So that is g of 1/3. So g of 1/3 is equal to 17. But that's not the end, because we were told that we find x when h of x is equal to g of 1/3. So h of x, when you go back to the functions, h of x is 2 to the power of x. So 2 to the power of x plus 1. So 2 to the power of x plus 1 is equal to g of 1/3, which we have just found to be 17. So what we do, we can take away 1 from both sides, which gives us 2 to the power of x is equal to 17 take away 1 is 16. So 2 to the power of what equals 16? It's 2 to the power of 4. So 2 to the power of 4 is the same as 2 to the power of x. So that means x is going to be equal to 4. X is going to be equal to 4. Okay. Then we can move on to the next question, which is question number 20a. Question 20, factorize completely. So to factorize means to put brackets. So what we're going to do, so let me write it here. So we have 2m plus 3p, take away 8km, take away 12kp. So we just need to group them into 2, and then we factorize each bracket separately. So from the first bracket, there's no common factor, so that means we can just take out 1. We can factor out 1, and that means inside the bracket is going to be 2m plus 3p. Then in the second bracket, we also should have 2m plus 3p inside the bracket. So the question is, what can we multiply this bracket by to get minus km minus 12kp? So we can multiply by negative 4k. So what you just need to do is to now group the terms that you have factored out in one bracket. So that means we're going to have 1 minus 4k, and then 2m plus 3p, like that. So that's how you're supposed to do it. So that's the correct answer. Okay, then let's move on to question number B. So to factorize this one, the first thing is to look for a common factor. So the common factor is 5. So when we factor out 5, inside the bracket we're going to have x squared take away 4y squared, like that. Then we can also factorize x squared minus 4y. So we can write 5, and then inside the bracket, so this is a difference of 2 squares. So a difference of 2 squares, so you just need to find the square root of each one of them. So the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 4y squared is 2y. So you just write them as x plus 2y and x minus 2y, like that. So I hope you understand that. So in case you have any questions, just feel free to drop them on the comment section. Then let's move on to the next question, that is question number 21. So the nth term of a sequence is an squared. So let me write it here, an squared plus bn minus 4. So the first term is minus 3 and the second term is 2. Find the value of a and b. So the first term means that the value of n is 1. So what we just need to do is to substitute n with 1. So that would be a multiplied by 1 squared plus b times 1, then minus 4. So this is equal to a, that is 1 squared is 1 times a is just a, then b times 1 is just b, then minus 4. That should be equal to the first term, which we are told is minus 3. Then we can simplify this. We can add 4 to both sides. So you can add 4 to both sides like this. You can add 4 to both sides, and when you add 4 to both sides, it's going to be a plus b is equal to 1. So that is the first equation. Then the second equation, we're going to use the second term. So the second term, n is equal to 2. So it's going to be a multiplied by 2 squared plus b multiplied by 2, then minus 4. It should be equal to the second term, which is 2. So a squared is 2 squared is 4. 4 times a is 4a. Then b times 2 is 2b, and then minus 4 is equal to 2. So then we can again add 4 to both sides. We can add 4 to both sides. So that means it's going to be 4a plus 2b is equal to 6, because 2 plus 4 is 6. Then again we can decide to divide through by 2. So we can divide each term by 2. So that means it's going to be 2a plus b is equal to 3. Then remember we had this one, the first equation, which was a plus b is equal to 1. So as you can see, we have two equations and we're going to solve them simultaneously. So what we're going to do, so let me clear this so that we can get some space on this side. Okay, so let me copy them here. So 2a plus b is equal to 3, and then a plus b is equal to 1. So we can solve by elimination. So we can subtract the two equations. So once we subtract the two equations, 2a minus a is going to be a, and then b minus b is just 0. Then 3 minus 1 is 2. So that means a is equal to 2. Then we just need to substitute a with 2 to get b. So that means 2 plus b is equal to 1. So that means b is equal to 1 minus 2, which is equal to negative 1. So we can write here that a is equal to 2 and b is equal to negative 1. So you see that question has got a lot of marks. 5 marks is a lot. Then we can move on to question number 22. Okay, so this is a vectors question. So So the vector OA is x, OB, as you can see, is y, and then OD, so you have O to D, this is OD, sorry, let me draw it properly. OD, this one, like this, that's OD. It's the vector 3 out of 7x plus 4 out of 7y. So the question is, calculate the ratio AD to DB. So this is AD and this is DB. So let's start by working out AD. So how can we work out vector AD? So to work out AD, we can move AO, that's minus x, and then OD, which you have as 3 out of 7x plus 4 out of 7y. So 3 out of 7x plus 4 out of 7y. So when you simplify this, it's going to be, so minus x plus 3 out of 7x, that's negative 4 out of 7x plus 4 out of 7y. Then I want us to find AB, vector AB. So vector AB is actually minus x plus y. So vector AB is minus x plus y. So minus x, then plus y. Then this is AD. Now I want us to factor out the 4 out of 7 from AD. Okay, so we can factor out 4 out of 7 from vector AD, and that means we're going to have minus x plus y. So what is minus x plus y? Minus x plus y is actually vector AB. Vector AB. So when you look at AD now, so it means AD is 4 out of 7 of AB. So that means the remaining part, which is DB, is 3 out of 7. Sorry. So this part is 4 out of 7. That means the remaining part is 4 out of 7. So the ratio 4 out of, or rather the part AD has 4 units and DB has 3 units. So we can say that the ratio is 4 to 3. So the entire line, that is AB, has 7 units, and AD has 4 of those units, and DB has 3 of those units. So the ratio is 4 to 3. Then question number 23, actually this is the last question. The diagram shows a solid metal ship made from a cone and a hemisphere, both with a radius of 6.2 centimeters, as you can see. The total surface area of the solid ship is 600 centimeters squared. So calculate the slant height of the cone. So we are supposed to work out the slant height of the cone. So the surface area means the area of the outside. So the surface area includes the hemisphere and then the curved surface of the cone. So we need to ask ourselves, how was that surface area found? So as you can see, the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So since this is a hemisphere, we can divide it by 2, meaning that the surface area of the hemisphere will be 2 pi r squared. So the surface area of the hemisphere, which is 2 pi r squared, plus the surface area of the curved surface of the cone, the formula is given, which is pi times the radius times the slant height. So pi times r times l. So when you add that, you're supposed to get 600 centimeters. Sorry. We're supposed to get 600 centimeters squared. 600. So we need to work out the value of L. So this is actually simple. So what we just need to do, we can factor out pi and r. So when we factor out pi and r, so that means we're going to have 2r plus L. That is equal to 600. Then you can divide both sides by pi r, divide by pi r. So that means this is going to be cancelled. So we're going to have 2r plus L is equal to 600 divided by pi r. Then to work out the value of L, we just need to take away 2r from both sides. So L is going to be 600 divided by pi r, take away 2r. So you just need to substitute the values of pi and r. So when you work that out, so 600 divided by pi r is equal to 30.80. We take away 2r, so 2r is, so 2 times the 6.2, that's 12.4. So when you work that out, it's going to be 18.4 centimeters. So that is the value of the slant height. So that's all for this paper. So let me know if you have any questions, whether you understood all the questions on the paper. And if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel and also turning on the notification bell so that whenever I post more videos in future, you're going to actually get a notification. So thank you all, and let's meet in the next video. Goodbye.